Hello! Welcome to day 11 of Vlogmas. The rain has cleared up here, but a cold front has rolled through, so it's actually cool enough for me to wear a hand knit sweater. I am wearing my Granito sweater today, which is a pattern by Joji Locatelli, and I knit mine in long dog yarn single in the topaz colorway, and I love this sweater. I wear it very often. It's got these great side pockets, and I can't resist a sweater with pockets. So what's on the docket for today? I've got plans to have some fun in the dye studio. I've got a little bit of time between wholesale orders to play around with some new colors. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But first, I think I'm gonna take Rufus out on a little walk because he is being a little pest this morning. He seems like he really wants to go out. So let's go for a walk. So Rufus and I are back from our walk, and I'm here in the studio about to get started on a batch of yarn. Today I'm gonna work on the January colorway, so the first color of the month for 2020. I'm a bit early this year, but we're heading out of town for the holidays, and it needs to be in the shop on January 1st. So since I have a free day in between wholesale order dyeing, I'm gonna get a start on it. So for 2020, the color of the month is gonna follow a theme. I posted about it on Instagram and I got a bajillion responses, and I loved basically all of them. I've saved them all away for later, but at the rate that you guys sent in colorway ideas, I could keep going for a color of the month for about 25 years. But what I decided on for 2020 was actually a theme of sea and sky. So there's actually going to be two different colorways of the month coming every month. One sea themed and one sky themed, which is actually just going to be birds. So today I am working on the sky theme. And I've pulled together a bunch of different ideas on Pinterest, which I use for building mood boards for my different colorway collections. But January was actually a really easy pick for me because it just had to happen. The Rufus hummingbird. It's spelled differently. That's not where Rufus gets his name, though it is where my PhD advisor, he named his dog Rufus after the Rufus hummingbird. But I mean, it had to be done. So this little guy is going to be my inspiration for January. And I think what I'm going to pull from is his orangey red Rufus color that he gets his name from is going to be my base color that I'm going to go with. And then I'm going to pull in the colors of his beautiful throat feathers as my speckles. So when I'm testing out new colorways, I usually do a first batch on minis. That way I'm not throwing a bunch of yarn in the pot and just crossing my fingers and hoping for the best, and then I can adjust before I get to the full skeins. So I'm gonna get my minis prepped, and I'm gonna work on kind of a recipe for getting that Rufus red color that I want, and then we'll see what happens. So I mixed up two different batches with slightly different red tones, and everything else I kept the same. And you can see him here with our little guy. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is splitting the difference and putting half and half of each red in there, and then I think I will be at the perfect shade of Rufus red. think I've got the perfect shade of Rufus Red down and we're ready to go. I'm kind of matching today actually. That was unintentional. But now I'm going to go ahead and pop my mini skein bundle in there and get it heated up and ready to go. So this is looking good now. I've poured out the water that was exhausted so that there's as little water in the pot as possible for when I do my speckles, which keeps them nice and crisp. And you can see I got lots of area here for full speckle action. So I'm gonna pull the colors that I was thinking for my speckles. One of them, I think I'm going to mix a couple different dry stalks together to create the final color that I want, and then it's time to go to Speckle City. Skeins are drying on the dye rack, and I'm really happy with how it looks right now. It'll lighten up a little bit as it dries, but I think that subtle variegation in the shades of the orange red through the skein look nice. This is surprisingly one that kind of came out exactly how I imagined it the first time. That is often not the case. But I'm really happy with what we've got right now, so I went ahead and put the full skeins in the dye pot and just finished speckling those. So I just need to let the speckles set for a little while and that'll be done. And I think I'm going to pop some minis into a kind of olivey green to be mini skeins for sock sets. So everything that we need for the Sky January 2020 skeins should be finished up today, so I'm happy to cross that off the to-do list. Tackled the C colorway for January tomorrow.